Yo, it's Michael McGarrahan.
Yo, it's Brendan Mascherino.
Hello, this is your boy Croft. If you're tuning in, you already know what it is at this point. This is Damn Cut, episode 16. We back. And we actually have... we've been back, but we are even more back than ever. And we got 2 special guests today. I've had the honor of becoming good friends with these 2 gentlemen this year. One of them is a man of honesty, and the other is he's a vice president. But, Sir Honest, please introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? My name's Honest Abe.
Yo! Honest Abe.
Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for making the time, brother.
Thanks for having me on the podcast.
Oh, consider yourself welcome.
Consider yourself
welcome. Of course.
But we shouldn't forget about Mr. Mike Pence, Vice President. Would you introduce yourself?
What's up, guys? It's Jude DeMedio here.
Yo! I always thought it was DeMedio. It's DeMedio?
Yeah, man.
Wait, is it Demedio or Demedio?
No, he just said
in
that.
Italy, it's DeMedio.
Okay.
Oh, so I'm right.
So you're fascist.
Yeah.
Say.
Just for you
Cutthroat
two,
already.
for you two and the listeners, we've actually been planning this episode since I'd say around
Day one.
November.
Oh, yeah.
We've wanted to have you guys on, and it's kind of a loud windbreaker, honest.
I can take it off.
Wait, didn't
No,
we have...
you're fine. You're fine.
Pause.
Wait,
Pause.
Jude was on before.
Jude was
Jude was on.
our first legitimate surprise guest. He just
Legitimate, yeah.
burst in
Surprise appearance.
during the Christmas special. It was a Christmas miracle, but
It was.
here we are.
Yeah.
So before we get rolling, Abe and Jude, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourselves?
All right.
Honest.
Well, I'm not really sure how I got the name Honest. Well, actually, I do know. My name's Abraham.
I coined.
Yeah. He coined the term. I don't know what to say.
What are your moral? Nah, what are your
moral?
Abe, let us hear your new political theory.
Whoa.
So he's getting right into it.
Dude, why don't you talk about yourself before you go?
Tell me about that.
Why are you coming after my neck?
That's only the first date, brother.
I'll introduce Jude. Basically, he's Italian. Enough said.
Jude's a man of kindness.
Oh,
Man of
so kind.
Oh, for those of you who don't know, Honest Abraham is a whiz at chess.
He is.
And Jude ain't too bad himself.
Too kind.
Oh, is that why?
Oh, thanks, sir.
I
But
think
all right.
Abe is very good.
So did you beat Mr. Bose yet, or?
Well, no, not yet.
I'm moving on.
No,
what?
no, moving.
Abe, I give you
have never
permission.
played him a game.
You never played him.
I've never played him, so
So he
You're
never
lucky.
Oh, so you're just preparing.
I'm preparing.
I give you permission to fully demolish my brother in chess.
It's like 0 divided by 0.
Yeah.
He never. It's beat him. He never lost to him.
indeterminate.
Yeah, it's
The
indeterminate.
universe just implodes a bit. But anyway,
It's like splitting an atom.
I think
Let's just say
it's about to get kind of heated.
it's
here.
inevitable, as Chaz would
It's
say.
inevitability. All right.
All right, let's get heated.
I hear you 2 lads have a few opposing opinions in the political world. Why don't you spill some beans?
Oh, yes, we do.
Abe, take it away, brother.
You know what, I'll start off by asking Jude about his thoughts on the wall. I mean, very controversial at this moment in time.
I personally, I think the wall is a good idea. You know, some may argue that it's not going to work, but personally, I think it's a step in the right direction, as we do have illegals
I'm gonna
coming
let
in
you
from
finish,
everywhere.
But
But,
no, continue.
I think it's a step in the right direction. It shows we're a country of laws, and we have, things need to get done.
How do you feel about the fact that the majority of illegal immigrants come from not the Mexico? There's honesty. I'm gonna be honest. I think they come more from airplanes than the Mexican border. They already have it pretty heavily guarded, if I do say so. Where else would they come? Like, you really think they all a lot of them come from there enough
not at
to
all.
spend $5 billion, enough to shut down the government?
Hey, chill,
So honest.
chill, my man's Jude. All Jude
Yeah.
was saying was he thinks it's a step in the right direction. He never said it's gonna.
Is it a
it's
step
go-
in the right
It's gonna
Is it a
solve.
step in the right
I do
direction?
have to.
Yeah,
I
that's
do
what
have
he
to.
said.
Is it a step worth $5 billion?
Yeah,
I do have to
exactly.
agree with you in that you say the majority are coming from other places, but I wanna address it in order. The $5 billion, let's be real, is minuscule to the
You
amount
kind
that.
of you forget about the debt we have.
No,
I think
he's
trillions.
got, I can agree with this. $5 billion can easily just be like, just gone. Like,
Look,
the United States
uh,
government is worth so much money. You could, $5 billion is kind of nothing.
I think the
I can agree with.
I think it was last year that the Pentagon spent $21 trillion on defense, and I'm not knocking that at all. But let's be real, $5 billion is nothing.
Do we really need
21
more
trillion.
defense though? Isn't our army number one?
Oh, number one, back-to-back
Number
World
one.
War champs.
Super Bowl 51.
Yeah, man. But it's definitely. I do have to hit you with the stat. 51,000 people in the month of November 2018 came in illegally apprehended at the southern border.
Whoa.
51,000
Hey, wait,
is
in 1 month?
Honest.
1 month. That's
That's
over 1,000 a day. That's enough. for me to
Wow,
build
1,000 a
wall,
day is a lot.
You know,
I'm gonna have to fact check you on that sometime.
I have to.
But- No, continue.
It was from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. It's I
At
think that's a
CNN.
pretty
No, I'm just kidding.
reliable source.
Maybe they're a little biased because they're for the wall.
Are they though?
I don't know.
CNN.
I'm gonna have to
probably
fact
would
check you
not
on that.
be.
They would. You don't think they would be?
CNN, no.
You think they'd lie about their number?
No, he said it came from Homeland Security.
Oh, then I have no
I
idea.
have to trust Homeland Security on this one.
Okay, you can. It's your opinion.
All right, but how important of an issue do you think those 51,000 people are in comparison to using those workers that would work on the wall for something better?
I have to be real. If we're going to workers on the wall, it does create jobs. You know, it creates jobs. Lots.
That's true.
People, the unemployment rate, it's down, but I think it could create some more jobs for people that are unsatisfied with their profession right now.
Interesting. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Interesting
Are
idea.
those jobs really needed though?
Well, that may bring us into our next topic.
This is actually my political theory that is sort of mine, sort of, just like it's out there, all right? So you just keep it in mind that this is an enlightened theory.
Enlightenment.
Enlightened.
Oh my gosh,
So
it's so honest already.
So this is something for the future, all right? So my philosophy, I guess you could call it, is that we get rid of all jobs and replace them with AI and like
Allen
robots.
Iverson? Oh, artificial
Yeah,
intelligence.
Allen Iverson, a bunch of
Get rid of all jobs and replace it with AI.
yes, all jobs.
like every single job in the world.
Well, obviously, there's gonna this is where the humans come into play. The humans, they work all of them full time, just innovating, creating more better things, and I feel like that's something that could exponentially just grow what Earth is today, and we could explore so much more if we had everyone just working to just better the Earth, instead of having them waste their time on jobs like construction and being a trash worker when you could easily just have
Yeah, but at the same
robots.
time,
Yeah, but how are people gonna make money?
See, and this is where Jude's, I know Jude's gonna disagree with me. You kind of just have to distribute wealth.
Send it.
It's basically socialism, I guess you could say it. But, I mean, I don't really see that big of a problem. I mean, everyone's all right. I mean, you could argue that no one would be rich, no one would be poor. That's a problem, I guess, because there would be no luxury, but there'd be everyone. The end goal is the ends justify the means.
Machiavelli.
I'm gonna have to sort of disagree with your political theory because I feel like there's many jobs that are sort of vital to have a human worker. Like, for instance, a teacher. Teachers should be human so that they can adapt to the student. Because if we don't educate the children, then how are we gonna have good inventors? Because if the inventors have bad minds, then how are they gonna innovate?
I wanna partially agree with Honest Abe here. I think your theory isn't bad, and I think it's happening a bit already. You see, it's only a matter of time before simple jobs like standing at a
Cash
cross,
register.
cash
I
register.
agree with simple jobs.
I think like simple jobs they're gonna be replaced by robots.
It's like a self-checkout or
soon.
something. Yeah.
10 years, 20 years, whatever you want to call it. But I disagree in the sense that the more complex jobs like a teacher, a professor, there are going to need to be humans for that, which I think is fine because humans need to work. But I also think the humans would be working to make everything more innovative. It's a good idea, but focusing solely on the future seems kind of, I don't know,
I know what you're saying.
unreasonable. Like,
Yeah, big statement. What's the point?
how are we gonna remember
What's the
like
point of
remembering the now?
history or now? Like, come on, son.
AI is like ridiculously like just it's capable of so many things, but kind of like what Cam was saying, like there's just some or Moo was saying, there's like some jobs that are just so vital that I don't think it would just be I don't know. I think we wouldn't need to have AI replace them. Like what's wrong with someone's standing at a cash register right now?
Yeah, and I feel like if the goal is to make it that more people are innovating all the time, I think we already live in a world like that. Like if you want to go change the world, you can go do it. If you're doing a trash working kind of thing, you can you can develop in your mind the next biggest like technological like advancement like without even having to do anything like go anywhere. So I think like we're always innovating no matter what and thinking about the future, but I don't think we need AI to cover up the simpler jobs to advance faster.
I got two things to mention. So one, we are talking about how robots should not be teachers, for example, and that's understandable, but as time moves on, what is the limit of what robots can do? Because it's going to get to a point where they might be indistinguishable from humans.
But listen to me. Listen to this.
Replicate.
Listen to this. You said when robots are teaching students, but what do you think cyber school is?
No, I'm talking like
actually
like
human robots.
yeah, like a bot.
Like-
Not like
Bot class.
I don't know. I get what you're saying, but like
Yeah.
someone who mimics a teacher to the point where you think it's someone just like yourself.
I know what you're saying. Yeah. I feel like before that would happen, I think everyone would go into like a cyber school type deal. Like people wouldn't like all come
Yeah.
together at one place like a school. They would just do it from home at one point. I think before that, I don't think robots would replace humans in that.
And then you get into logistics like, well, there are benefits to being in a classroom environment and all this. So I'm sure there'll be a lot of people resistant, but the future is coming.
Kind of.
And also,
The future is now.
Oh.
Not Jude, Honest. You were talking about how more than likely we'd be living in a socialism type world, which, don't get me wrong, like, I'm all about the capitalism. I love capitalism. But last spring I went to Denmark with school, and they have a socialist government, and it works really well. It's not just insane, like, Stalin socialism. There's, like, zero poverty. You were right when you said that a lot of people have the same kind of wealth. It's hard to make it or be rich, but there aren't a lot of poor people, and they seem to like it, but I like your points, bud.
Thank you. I have to ask, is that a population thing? I think Denmark has like
True.
Yeah.
5 million.
5
Yeah.
million. I think
Yeah,
we
there's
have
so-
325.
It's
Yeah.
probably so much easier to keep everyone equal, like at that many people. Even though 8 million, what is it, 5 million people?
Yeah.
5 million people is a hell of a lot of people, but I think it's a lot easier than.
Yeah, plus
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, also the area I feel like is easier to control because it's not like United States, like not the biggest country, but it's still really big, and Denmark is quite small compared to the U.S.
Okay.
What are you
Watch it,
trying to say?
Talk like
No,
that
no.
there?
Is that how you talk to Elastigirl?
So,
No.
But
Jude.
Well, I think America makes like enough money to the point where like that it kind of balances out. As in like Denmark, they have a small amount of people, but they don't make as much money. America makes a lot of money. We have a lot of people. I mean, it might balance out in the end. It's just a matter of, I guess, trying it out.
Yeah,
Do you
but-
think problem? Oh,
Sorry, I just
you
want
go
to move.
first.
No,
Please.
I mean, technically, isn't Denmark a wealthier nation by each individual person? or nah?
I'm not sure. Not,
Yeah,
couldn't tell.
Michael, pull up the fact sheet. Nah, I'm messing. But
Yeah, no, they just got Adidas clothes. No, I'm just
oh,
kidding.
so you know they're slamming.
They're so
Blonde
fresh.
hair.
Now you know.
Now,
Blue.
Jude, I want to hear. You've been quiet during this, but I think the cogs are moving. Well, I want to hear what you're thinking right now.
I do oppose the socialist ideals that
Consider it opposed.
that Abe proposes here. I think that socialism really undermines the entire, free market system where you have to work to make your money. I think I'll throw this example at you. At state and federal parks, you can't feed the animals. Why is that?
Because they're gonna be obese.
Because a dependency comes upon the people. They can't if they don't go out and find their food, they're gonna die if people aren't always there.
True.
So what happens?
Wow.
If back in the Great Depression, they created jobs that people would work. They didn't want to just hit them with the welfare, and they would be too lazy to work, and they collect from the government. So that's
That's a
Do you
very good
think-
point.
Dropping the facts.
But,
I like
Didn't
Yeah,
they get
fact.
fried up for that? Didn't they not work?
he did.
ooh.
So what's your
Oh, so.
Honest coming in with even bigger facts.
Wow.
All right.
Sorry.
I
Now,
thought you meant the welfare. I don't know. It's
I don't know. It might have been on some Quizlet Live.
oh.
Mr. Bo's Quizlet Live.
talking about.
Shout out to my boy Big B. Now, I want to take a quick intermission for a little segment we like to call Honest Talks with Honest.
Oh,
All right, so
what is it? Which one is it?
it's Honest Talks with Honest.
Abe.
Which
Honest
one?
Talks with Honest.
Abe.
Which one?
All right,
Ladies,
that's it, buddy.
Ladies, come on.
I'm gonna give you the old 1-2 real fast.
I'm
But
gonna give you the 1, 2, 3. Okay. I take it back.
All right,
1, 2, 3,
all
too
right.
far.
So anyway, Honest Talks with
Honest Abe.
dot.
You know what? You choose.
Honest Talks with Honest Abe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. He chose mine. He chose mine. Oh, watch it, Michael. You have no frame of reference.
That's right. He chose mine.
Alright.
Let's go.
Honest. Fuck. Honest Talks
That's
with
staying in.
Oh, when you curse, Michael. When you curse, it has to get
Talk
moved out.
about a hypocrite.
Talk about a hypocrite.
Fine, I'll bleep it out.
Ninth level.
Oh, Michael. Oh, but you're bleep. What is that?
All right. Anyway, Honest Talks with Honest Abe.
Hey, your parents.
So, we're just gonna, the Damn Co lads are gonna ask you some questions. All we ask of you is that you give us an honest response. So,
All right.
honest. Are you honest?
Honestly, sometimes.
That's
All
really
right, that's honest. That's honest.
Hey, sometimes is more than
okay.
not.
What do you get?
Michael.
Honest.
You go first.
Honest. Riddle me this. How long did it take you to become so honest?
If you look at my birthday, June 2nd, 2002, I'd say
Born honest. Class.
Bro, you're only like
16,
15.
16 years.
You're only
I've been
16,
16.
homie.
Yeah.
I'm also 16.
Yeah,
All right.
we're all 16,
Oh,
but
I'm 18. It's kind of sad, but anyway, honest.
Hey. Let me say a question.
Oh, move, please.
Honest. Be honest with me. Who's a better chess player, yourself or Tristan Pete?
As Tristan P would say, colossal question. I'd say he's been better than me for a little bit, all right? But in the recent couple weeks, I've exponentially grown.
So honest.
So now when we play, it's like a 50-50. Before, it was like a 30-70 I would win.
A modest man indeed.
So I'd say we're about even now.
I do have to say he made a bold claim in his process analysis paper. He said he was the best chess player among
Not me,
among
Tristan
friends.
P.
Among
Yeah,
friends?
said
Well,
that.
Tristan.
clearly he hasn't played.
That sounds like a very.
Croft, I beat you, all right?
Hey, I'm not the honest one here, all right? So, Michael, do you have a question for our dear friend, Honest Abraham Paroya?
Man.
Wait, is this on mute?
No.
Oh no, it's good. Red means record.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
Don't question Michael.
That's
If this
Michael.
was- if this
Moving
was
on
recorded.
there.
You know what I'm saying?
If this
It's on
was
mute.
if this was blinking, then it would be muted.
All right.
Oh, chill.
All right.
I don't.
So, Michael, you seem at a loss for words. We're
I
gonna
think
come back.
I got a question.
I think he dozed off a bit.
I got a question. Listen, Mr. Honest Abe, What's your opinion on
Pennies.
Y tu mamá tambien? Unless we need to hear an introduction first from Moo.
I don't think we
Before we
need.
answer.
I think we should just jump right into
No,
it.
no, no,
Kind
no,
of
no,
like the
no,
movie
no,
jumped
no,
right
No,
into
I'm gonna
it.
ask Moo.
Oh, yeah, I
do you
think
want to
we
give
go-
an intro at all?
I don't need to. I want to
All right.
hear what your guys' false thoughts are.
False start.
Maybe Jude.
False
Maybe
thought.
Jude.
Yeah,
has some
Jude,
hope.
Jude. You
Yeah,
see
you
me
go, Jude.
I don't know,
Nice.
I
pretty confident.
the other day I was watching a movie, had nothing to do, so I said, why not? I watched the movie. I thought it was a great movie. It was all in Spanish, obviously, so I had to put the subtitles. I do have to say, it did take away from the movie a little bit. I had
What
to-
movie did you watch, sir?
Oh, I watched Y tu mamá tambien.
Such a conservative.
Funny
point
thing
of
you
view.
say
Oh,
that.
The
subtitles
I watched
credits
the
in a
same
different
movie.
language turns off Jude.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Actually, watched
Uh,
the same movie as
did
it
you?
happens to be.
Did you?
Oh, did you now?
Oh, consider it watched.
Did.
Consider it.
Consider it really watched.
Considered it. Wow.
You know what?
I'm
All right. Let's
considering
go.
it.
Let's go. Let's
Consider
go
it
around
now.
the table and say if you like the movie first.
With
Different
reasoning
argument.
or just yes or no?
Just yes or no.
Well, what if it? All right, you know, fine. I'll save it.
Okay.
I'll put it this way. Más o menos.
Okay.
Asi.
Bien.
Más o menos.
Ich spreche nur Deutsch. But I'm gonna say, I don't know.
Try to make it in
like
Spanish. if you
I'm gonna
can.
say overall, I think even though the movie had me scarred a bit, I think I liked
Scarred?
it. I think I liked it. I'm not even kidding. I think
So you're on the
despite
Mas o
I think
menos?
overall as a whole as a movie, I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Me encanta.
Oh.
Muy bien. Película. Yeah, I love this movie. There's a reason I recommended it. And also I recommended it 'cause it brings up some good discussion.
You know what was hilarious
Some
when
weird
you
discussion.
recommended it last week? You said the name of it. I remember when I first heard you say when you recommended it to us, you said it on the announcements in the morning.
Oh yeah, I always recommend it.
And
on
I
the
just thought it was
announcement.
hilarious
That's-
after watching the movie. I was like, he recommended this movie
That's half the
for the
reason
school.
why, because
No one
I know that no one knows what I'm recommending. So
Senora
Yeah.
Tancredi was kind of going off on you. She was talking about. It wasn't going off, but she was saying
Has
how.
she seen it?
Yeah, she's. A
Oh,
Spanish
she's got a
teacher.
T-shirt. She's
oh yeah,
got a T-shirt.
I talk about Y tu mamá tambien with all the Spanish teachers I have. It's a great
What,
show.
what was
I
she
saw
saying though?
She was saying she's just like shaking her head that we would talk about it on
Wow.
such a large school platform.
Here's the thing, it's explicit, but every scene has purpose.
Okay. I agree with you there.
Because I think the difference between pornography and cinema is that pornography is made for the intent to, if you will, sexually pleasure the audience, whereas cinema has a story. Every scene in the movie, I feel, developed the characters or foreshadowed a future event.
But riddle me this, okay?
Definitely foreshadowed.
So
Yeah, a little too much.
don't get me wrong. I do enjoy the movie and I appreciate I appreciate the film, but I feel like there was better ways to get the point across, like that they did it. Like I feel other movies that there's sex scenes in it and stuff like that, and they kind of just like make the audience assume like they did it, stuff like that. And I feel like
Give me an
this
example of a scene that could have been benefited if
Oh
they
my
just
God.
implied.
the opening shot.
All right, that's where I'm gonna have to
Like
disagree.
what
with
was
you.
that?
So here's the thing about the sex scenes in the movie. All right, they reveal character traits within them. Like the opening two scenes, like what they're trying to get across is how much lust these two guys have in the beginning, like they're young, wild-natured spirits. So when they open the movie on these two sex scenes with the two characters, when they talk with the older women at the party, the audience immediately gets the idea of what their initial plan is, and that's the start of their character arc, where they begin.
Okay.
Because at the end of the movie, they think that it's going to be a great time having sex with this woman on a trip, but then by the end of the movie, they just realize that, oh shoot, this sort of just broke our entire friendship. So it gives them a basis, and I feel like showing it makes it much more like illustrative, if you will.
I can agree with that now. Like, hearing someone else's opinion definitely like makes your mind, I guess, more open about it. But I get what you're saying about how showing
It's
that
shocking.
it developed. Yeah, I guess it kind of developed their characters throughout the film, and yeah, I like that.
For all you out there who've seen the movie, the diving board scene.
Brother.
That was.
Personally, it was a little disturbing to me, but I do see how it built their character as how they're such best friends. That
Yeah,
they,
it
you know,
shows
Yeah.
the bond. It shows how they're
Yes.
like able to do such.
I can think of so many ways to show that you're best
I
friends with
agree.
someone
That-
besides
no, no,
It's
jerking
not-
off on a
it's not
diving
about-
board.
No,
bro.
no, it's not about showing that they're best friends.
Then what is it about?
It shows that they're such good friends that they're able to do such intimate acts together like that, and it also foreshadows the end how
is
they have
disgusting.
suppressed emotions for each other because like they call each other like fags and whatnot. Sorry if that's not good language. I don't care if they call each other like fags and whatnot. But in all honesty, there's like a bit of like suppressed emotions amongst each other throughout the film. Showing that scene sort of foreshadows how they might have like sexual feelings for each other. Also, the scene, in my opinion, is hilarious. I think it's so funny. The dialogue in that scene is peak. It's too
I think
funny.
it is hilarious. Like just the thought of that, but
It is funny with them like talking
Because
about
I think, like-
his cousin is so
Yeah.
weird. Yeah, it's like oh my gosh, holy crap.
like just imagine them filming that scene.
Oh,
Yeah.
Also, Spanish cinema. A lot of most Spanish movies are much less censored, if you will, because most Spanish movies I've seen, they're not as politically correct, if you will, or whatever, about showing nudity on camera because
That
I
goes
mean,
with
it's-
everything though.
trust me, we saw Roma.
I think that's like, isn't that their just like their culture?
Yeah, that
Like,
goes with
the
like the
animals.
music videos. All of those are
Yeah.
scandalous. Like there's not one
Yeah,
video
it's-
out there that doesn't have like twerking in it.
well, that's in America
from
too.
LeBron.
Though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I got a quick
LeBron
question for
James.
you, Boo, real quick. So in that scene, you guys probably know what specific final shot I'm talking about in that scene. Do you think that was necessary to like bind their relationship finally, or do you think that was like
remember that.
The
or
last
was that
shot in the
completely
pool?
unnecessary? What do you think
That
about
was
that
unnecessary.
shot?
I'm pretty positive. Correct me if I'm wrong, Alfonso Cuarón, but I'm pretty sure it was a metaphor of them almost like drifting apart after the whole road trip, and
yeah,
like their friendship just like dispersing.
Do you know?
Water
Do you know what I'm,
Yeah, the
you know
water.
what I'm talking about? The water. Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
oh,
the water.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Is there a way for you to?
Maybe that was needed.
How does that? I just don't see how that connects the idea of them drifting apart.
I think it's just like their young, free-flowing spirit. I think it's a symbol for that.
Oh, okay.
That's what I personally feel.
All right.
I just want to
Yeah.
say,
Tomato, tomato.
now, I really do think the film does a good job showing how the friendship evolves over time, and I understand that the whole premise of the film and the whole plot basically evolves around, or not evolves, but it's based on the topic of sex, so it's necessary. But I know what Brendan means, like literature 101. It's like,
Show, don't tell.
yeah, no.
Show, don't
no,
tell.
No. All right. Implied things can be a lot more powerful because there are only
All right,
so
but
many things you can
Ask-
do. There are only
ask
so many things you can
Spielberg.
do. If they had like,
I mean,
for
Spielberg has
example,
been sort of
a
tanking
curtain,
in recent memory.
if you had a curtain
I'm talking about
drifting in the bedroom, that's classic literature 101.
Yeah.
Wait, say that again?
I literally, all right, you know,
I have to,
amp it up.
Say it again. What was the implication? How could you make a more effective way of Julio's character?
Juling.
Julio's character
said
walking
Julius.
in on Luisa, like, having sex with Tenoch? Or how can you illustrate the idea that she knows she's gonna die, so she's just gonna give these guys a good time, and while she's at it, she's also teaching them how to improve their love making? How can you show all these details that are showed in the sex scenes just by implying it? I don't think you can in this case.
I just think it gets a bit tired after a while, and it seems to lose its effect because the first opening scene.
The sex scenes are not
shocked me.
trying to. It's not trying to affect you in a sexual way. That's what splits it from porn, and it's just showing the story. If you don't think about it as a sex scene and just think about it as a regular scene, you can see why. It's just all a story. It's not about, oh, this is a sex scene and then it goes into this. You gotta see it as one piece.
I can agree with that. I can agree with what Moo's saying about that because it helps the story. I mean, in a sense, I feel like it's a little graphic, but that's just opinion. Like, if you don't like that stuff, I mean, that's fine. But I mean, it's nature at that point. It's like,
that was some facts.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair. I just think, I don't know. I watched 3, what I would call romance. What do you call this? A romance movie?
No.
All right. Well, it involves topics that relate to romance, if you know what I mean.
By the way, Cam, if you're talking about The Graduate, I did watch that.
Oh, how do you like it?
I liked it very much.
But The Graduate is
I
about
talked a
we're,
lot.
we're talking
Yeah,
about
talked-
E2 Mama.
That's the difference between The Graduate and this.
Yeah.
The Graduate's not about sex. There's no like, if they were to show a sex scene when they don't need to because there's no real story happening with the characters during the sex they're having, really. Whereas in this movie, there's so much that happens with every sex scene. Because I love The Graduate. It's literally my favorite movie.
Yeah.
What are these other romance movies?
Yeah.
Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind.
That has like
Don't
no
say that's not a
sexual relations, like.
I know. And I think it's extremely powerful.
It's a powerful movie. It's one of the most well-written movies, but the sex isn't a theme of the movie. The themes of the movie is about, like, is it worth, like, you know what, we'll save that discussion for later. But none of the themes in the movie revolve around sex or about,
So
like,
what about
young...
50 Shades of Grey? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but that's more pornographic than this, even though
Yeah.
it shows less.
That's
because
true.
the sex scenes are made to appeal to those, sorry for stereotyping, middle-aged women that want to just get off to some 50 Shades of Grey, but...
It's the truth. It's honest.
It's honest.
Honest. Why don't you read us your opinion on this?
I want to hear what Sir
After,
Honesty has to say.
Before coming into this, I didn't really like the movie simply because I didn't really look deep into it as you have analyzed for us.
Analyze.
Whatever.
At least you're honest with it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think the point you make about how it's not really about it's not the sex isn't there to turn you on or whatever. It's there for like meaning. I like it. I mean, I you're swaying me towards your side. It's still not like.
Oh, it doesn't have to be your favorite movie at all.
Yeah.
You don't even have to like it. It's just, I think it's good to understand that the sex has reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I enjoyed the movie. By no means did I say, oh, barf.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or the other. But
You did.
no, it wasn't Elastigirl, so like I was good.
Oh, yeah,
And
Michael,
by
would you-
I mean you.
Mike, would you like this movie better if it was Elastigirl instead of?
I would have given a bad review and probably not come on the podcast if it was about Alaska.
Because you would have come a different time.
You would have been. Oh!
I didn't even hear what you said.
That's so sad.
Did you repeat that? I didn't even hear
Skip
it.
the spread.
He said repeat it.
Basically,
Repeat it. I didn't hear it.
basically said you like Elastigirl.
Yeah,
Oh,
you'll have to
I know
listen.
that.
Let's just say that was top notch. But
That was top.
sorry,
Sure.
before our comedic relief
No pun
happened,
intended.
Moo, I think it was a good recommendation, and your points really are quite solid, and I appreciate them. So thank you. And after I saw the movie, I was thinking it's not my favorite, but I would rewatch.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Very cool.
What do you?
Would you now?
Oh,
Didn't seem like you were saying.
trust me. Oh, Michael, you see, you say that you like it, which I know you do. All right, Michael. Give me your opinion.
What? Do it. What? What do you have to say?
No.
What? Say it. You first. Say it.
You first.
Say it. I don't have to say anything. I'm just want to.
Oh, really?
Seems like you want to.
Because I want to hear your opinion on the movie.
I already told you my opinion on the movie. I said I liked it, and I really appreciate the deeper level behind every scene.
That's good because just 2 days ago, you, me, and Brendan were hanging in the Morrow.
No. Did I
And you
already
said you had
correct-
to turn off the last scene and skip ahead because it sickened you.
I did not skip.
Turned
That's not true. That's
Skip
not
it,
true.
skip it,
That's not true. That is.
I
false.
actually don't remember you
That's
saying
not true.
that, but
That's not true.
okay.
And did I not specify earlier? I said I don't disagree that someone could see this as being pornographic material, But I think there's more important than that. I don't disagree with
Yeah.
Brendan's initial
I didn't
opinion
even,
of
I
it's
didn't
a
even
Spanish
think of,
like.
I didn't even think of what Moose said, like how it definitely had a deeper meaning to all the scenes. Like initially, I just thought like, why is this scene like here? But then after realizing that, it definitely developed the character's character.
I think maybe. Yeah, I think the plot. Yeah, it's a testament to how destructive our biological urges can be. Because look, by the end of the movie, they're not friends. So even though they're getting pleasure in the moment, watch it. It can be sad for them at the end.
Yeah, because all the destruction of the friendship all was because it started like, they're like, all right, we're gonna go on this road trip with this older woman and have good amount of sex with her. Then they go on the trip, and the first time they have sex with her, that's the first step in their relationship going downhill, because then he's like, oh my gosh, you had sex with her? Well, I had sex with your girlfriend. And then they're like, tension is like immediately boosted. Then he has sex with her, and then they're in the car, and he's like, you know, me too. And he's like, what do you mean, me too? I also had sex with your girlfriend. And that just created all this tension for the rest of the movie. And because of that, at the end, as you saw, they never see each other again, except for the coffee shop. It's an amazing scene.
And then, as it says, that's the last time they kick it.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a question. One, what is... All right, so I'm assuming mama, as in the title, means mother.
Yeah.
Who's the mother?
Wait,
And your
did you not hear?
Y tu
What is the
mama.
title?
It's like one of the last lines.
Yeah, no.
in the
So,
film. Not
Y tu mama tambien means and your mother too. And there's a scene where they're all
laughing together and
drinking
stuff.
and like saying all this stuff, and they're talking about like the people they had sex with. They're talking about like, yeah, I had sex with your girlfriend this many times and whatnot. And then the one guy replies, y tu mama tambien, and then which means he also had sex with his mother too.
That's savage. That's just straight up savage.
It was so funny. He's like, wait, what? And then he's like, yeah. And then they just had cheers because they were so drunk. And
Yeah.
For the entire movie, I was like, what the heck does this line have to do with it? And then all of a sudden, like one of the last scenes is that I just hear, I'm like, holy crap, there it is. I'm like, I should have seen it coming.
Jeez.
So, what do we got in store for next week, Moo? I'm really anxious to see what you're cooking up.
All right. Well, let me put it this way. You guys talk while I make some decisions.
All right.
right,
Well,
sounds good.
before we move on, I want to hear what Jude thought about the movie.
I thought it was a great movie. Good movie. I didn't think it was great, but it was good.
So honest.
Like I said, the subtitles, I have to say, took away from the movie. If I understood it, I think I could have paid attention to both what was going on and what was being said. I think you might. I think what would add to the movie is if you watched it twice. If you watched it first, no subtitles.
No subtitles.
No. And then you know what's going on, and then you watched it with subtitles.
You might as well just watch it without volume at that point.
Yes, I guess. I guess.
No, but
I do have to ask you guys, what did you think about the narration throughout the movie?
Pass
That's
it over.
a really Jude. That's a good point, man.
A lot of times I don't like narration because I feel like it just tells the audience what we're already seeing. But the narration in this movie, I think, really is impactful because, one, I like how the sound just cuts out when he starts speaking. I thought that's a really cool stylistic choice. As well as, like, the narrator does something where, like, when you see a side character, after they're about to, like, go off screen, he literally explains their entire backstory and whatnot. And I think it shows, like, this theme. Maybe I'm completely misinterpreting it, but I don't care. I like how I think it is. But I think it shows, like, how every person, no matter where you are in, like, every part of Mexico or whatnot, you can find a story from someone, and it's like there's a lot of beauty to life as well. And there's also, the narration does a good job of, like, explaining, like, class struggles between America and the middle class and the high class and divisions between them. And there's some actions that also show that, like, Tenoch's character represents, like, the high class of Mexico and, like, how he, like, lifts the toilet seat with his foot and whatnot. And then Julio is the middle class and he's a little more grungy. And then they show, like, how the high class has to, like, act in front of all the wealthy people at the party and how their parties are. There's a lot of stuff. in
Yeah,
this movie.
I like how you mentioned the toilet seat thing because I remember hearing the narration and then I'm like, huh, that's interesting. And then all of a sudden it gets to the hotel. The first thing that Tenoch does, right? He does is like lift it up with his foot, and I'm just like, well, I made that immediate connection. Like, wow. So I think I enjoyed the narration as well too because it wasn't something that throughout the movie I was like bothered by, or to this day I look back on and like really remember it. Like I think it just kind of slipped in and blended in with the rest of the story. Whereas I think if I didn't like it, I probably would have still remembered back to it and be like, it stuck out too much. But
It reminds me a lot of the narration in The Lobster, episode 11. I thought it was very similar. The Lobster was a little more off-putting, but just...
I think the lobster's narration was hilarious.
It was hilarious, but in a dark way.
it's his thoughts, right? Isn't that
This is-
what it
No,
is?
It's
it's
the
not.
girlfriend.
Oh, the girl. Yeah.
My opinion on narration, it's kind of, I think Moo was touching on this. It gives you allows you to go into the characters, like, I guess, what the character's thinking almost, and it gets you into this whole, I guess, separate dimension that you could see through what a character's thinking. I don't know. It allows you to see what the character's thoughts are and how that person works, and it's the same in books too. Like,
Yeah.
I think narration's the same, not just in films, but in books as well. So
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
And it's nice how it provides like glimpses of the past without doing obsessive flashbacks.
I feel like the only way to know what the narration was actually like is if we have Honest be honest with us about the narration.
I like what Moo brought up about how it like pauses and then it
Pause.
pause, but like right before he starts talking, like everything cuts out, and then it makes you really tune into like what he's about to say. That's all I got.
facts.
So if you guys heard Moo and I whispering over here, so we're gonna switch things up a little bit. This week, I would like all of you guys to watch
Brendan recommendation.
the movie Bird Box.
Oh, God.
Okay?
Really? Come on.
Come on, everyone. Listen, it's very popular right now, and I think people will appreciate our opinions on it and hear what we have to say. Because listen, not everyone's gonna go out and watch E2 Mama Tambien, but everyone's seeing all these memes about like the hype of Bird Box and stuff, and I think it'll be awesome for people to hear what we have to say about it.
Abe, can you repeat what you just said?
Say it honest.
Say
Drop the honesty.
Honest is gonna be
I
honest.
said you should probably just tell him to watch Paint Dry.
Yo.
Let me put it this way.
I haven't watched Bird Box, but
No.
The dishonesty.
Crap, I was about to say. I was about to say. Let me just say.
You don't
I
have
can sort of agree with
shit.
Abe.
I don't have Netflix. That's my reason.
But
Well, all right.
But you got your friend's account password. That's what you got. No.
Okay, let me put it this way.
jacket on, Abe.
This is.
It ain't brand new. It wasn't every day.
Honest, come on, fire back.
No.
Oh, so
That's-
honest.
That's the most honest roast you can have.
Well, before we dip, I just want to say, Honest Abe, Jude DeMedio, it's been a pleasure talking with you guys, and I hope you come back on the podcast someday in the future.
Gracias.
I would love to.
E2.
Mama.
Thank you guys so much.
Damn,